So I've been waiting to make a video about the Z Fold 5 and the rumors spreading around it until we got some actual real rumors, because so far it's been the same old. We've heard every single time we talk about the Z Fold series that the next phone will have the pen silo. They're going to add the pen silo to the new phone. I swear I saw it then. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, we were literally hearing that over and over again, and I got tired of it. So there wasn't really any rumors until now. Two rumors, actually. First rumor is Z Fold 5 is going to have a 108 megapixel camera. This will put it right on par with the iPhone series, right on par with the Galaxy S series. Obviously, Galaxy S, I think, has a 115 megapixel camera. But it will put it right on par with those other phones, right? And that, of course, is what Samsung's trying to do here. They're trying to make this a flagship device. Well, how do you make it a flagship device? You have to put it on the same par as the other flagship type devices. And a lot of that comes down to the camera. You know, we saw with the Surface Zero 2, the way they tried to make that a flagship device was they gave it NFC, waterproofness, and a new camera. This is something we're going to see with the Z Fold 5 is a 105 megapixel camera. Most likely, everything else camera-wise is the same. Front camera, 10 megapixels. Inside, 4 megapixels. I'm going to guess we get a 105, 50, and a 16. That would be my guess across the board for the cameras on the Z Fold 5. Will we get a pen silo? I hope not. I don't think it will look good. But here's the big thing that we'll talk about in this video, because this is actually the important thing, is that, and this was rumored with the Z Fold 4, and it never came to existence, but this was very much rumored. There is not going to be a hinge on the Z Fold 5. And the whole point of this, of course, is to make it as easy of a transition, as thin as the phone as possible, right? While still keeping the ability to make sure you know you're not buying a piece of crap when you buy this phone. So here's what they're talking about. So obviously, yes, we have two different phones right here. We have the Z Fold 4 right here. And then we have, I'm not sure exactly what phone this is, but this is actually interesting. So this is a 360-degree phone, which I'm not sure if I don't think we're going to get that with the Z Fold 5, a 360-degree phone. But what I think we will get is most likely very similar to what this looks like, where there is almost no hinge. So there will be a hinge, and as they call it right here, the water drop hinge, there will be a hinge, but it will be so small and minuscule that you will not even be able to notice wouldn't be able to notice it. And you see right here, again, this phone does also have a hinge, but it's a 360-degree hinge. Again, I do not expect them to go in that route. They could, but if I think they go with a 360-degree phone, they'll probably get away from doing it with a Z Fold 5, and they'll probably do it with another Fold series, because they could really maximize and optimize off the 360-degree design. Well, I think they're going to have a 180 and maybe a 360. But if they do this, right, and they get rid of the hinge as much as humanly possible, that's still not going to fix the issue of the crease in the middle. I hate to say it, but honestly, I don't know how many people are really complaining about this hinge right here. With the Z Fold 4, they removed this hinge down to almost nothing. Even if they were to completely make that Z Fold 5's hinge absolutely just non-existent, you're still going to have people who are upset because, again, like I said, since the very beginning here, the crease down the middle. That crease down the middle that Oppo, Find N5G, and Find N2 and the Vivo phone does not have is going to be what people care about. People will care about the fact that, oh, the hinge is gone. That's cool. That's a cool concept. It's more of a flush device. You guys, you see with the Z Fold 4 here that there's always that gap down the middle, because in reality, it's not two displays on top of each other. It's one display straight and then one display that is kind of crooked like that, where it's, you know, a little gap right here, a little tiny gap, right? That's always going to be a thing of the hinge. They remove the hinge, it will be more or less two displays on top of each other. While it still be 180 degrees, it will be a little bit thinner. And I think a lot of people will be happy about that. But I'm telling you right now, you add the pen silo, you add, less of a hinge, you're not going to get more people to buy this phone until you fix the major issue, which is the crease down the middle. And, I normally I would agree with people who say, well, it's impossible to do that, or else they would have done it by now. And that is kind of true. I don't know why they weren't able to figure it out by now, because how did Oppo, a company that's only been around only had 2 generations of foldable phones, figure out how to do it before a multi-billion-dollar company did? I don't understand that, because literally Samsung found a way to make this phone right here, Z Fold 3 and Z Fold 4, waterproof, where they put liquid on top of their electronics to make it waterproof. There's a way to fix the crease down the middle, and that's gonna be a lot of things people look at. So again, like I said, other thing they talk about here is that there's a rumored 108 megapixel camera on the back and alongside an S Pen silo, which, like I said before, I don't think it's going to happen any stretch of the imagination. But they did say right here that would debut with a 108 megapixel camera sensor found in devices like the S22 Ultra. This sensor would support iOS, OIS, and dual pixel autofocus while arriving at an f1.7 aperture and a 26 millimeter equivalent focal length. Okay, 26 megapixel. Okay, so they're going for more of an ultra wide look. I mean, that's not really ultra wide. Like, if you're doing real estate, you're going to go for a 17 millimeter, a 26. So like, think about this, right? Here's for those on cameras. A 50, they call it the nifty 50. A 50 millimeter focal length is what you use for portraits. A 17 is what you use for real estate, right? You take a picture of a house or a room, whatever. So it's closer to like a real estate type thing. If you want to take a landscape photo, you're going to take a 10 millimeter what's called lens to take a more of a landscape. So this is 22. Always interests me because this thing is so pointless. Sorry, photography nerd here, can't help it. Anyway, apparently that main 108 megapixel camera will be used alongside a 64 megapixel telephoto with a 2 times optical zoom and a 12 megapixel camera. Okay, so this is exactly what I thought then. Okay, well, not exactly. I thought that second camera was gonna be a 50 megapixel. It's actually gonna be a 64, and the third one's gonna be a 12. So that's kind of interesting. And then the stupid S Pen silo thing that's not gonna ever happen. Like, I think people understand. For an S Pen silo to happen, you see this top part of the phone? This has to be nothing. Like, the screen would end you see that little dot right there? The screen would end right here, and this would all be blank space, which would be the pen silo. Like, the pen silo has to go in there and empty out a whole section of the phone. People really don't understand that. Like, this would be all blank. Imagine your phone, this is it. This would all be a hinge. This would all be a hinge right here. From here to here is a hinge. I don't think people understand that concept or that idea, that it would literally be so freaking disgusting. And a lot more people would not buy it because of how it looks versus the fact that it came in a pen silo, when you could literally get a case for this phone and have a pen in the back of it and just use it like that. It is what it is. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, though, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.